Peace and love, family. Welcome back to the channel. I'm James Lee Grant of Focus Health Elevations. On this channel, we talk about health and wellness in all areas concerning mind, body, and spirit. So if you want to keep rocking with us, please consider subscribing to our channel and also hit the like button and that notification bell. It lets YouTube know to keep pushing our content out to more and more people, and that's important because we want to keep building our FHE family and keep sharing as well as receiving valuable information that will benefit all of us in elevating our health to the maximum level. Alright, with that being said, let's get to today's video. Today I want to talk about the link between diabetes and depression, and also how important it is to have a strong support system. I'm going to mix it up a little bit with some stats as well as some personal experience. But first off, I want to give a big shout out to my brother Mills, the other co-owner of Focus Health Elevations, and his wife Terry for remaining strong and uplifted through some challenging times and health issues that my brother is going through right now. Much love and much respect. I'm not going to get too detailed about it at the moment. I'm going to let brother Mills come on and tell his story real soon, but if y'all can, send some prayers and some healing energy to my brother. He's a warrior and he definitely coming back full force. So let's kick it off with some stats. According to the CDC's website, in an article written November 3rd, 2022, people with diabetes are 2 to 3 times more likely to have depression than people without diabetes. According to the website, symptoms of depression can range from mild to severe and may include feeling sad or empty, losing interest in favorite activities, overeating or not wanting to eat at all, which that within itself, you can see how that would have a direct impact on being a diabetic, not being able to sleep or sleeping too much, having trouble concentrating or making decisions, feeling very tired, feeling hopeless, irritable, anxious, or guilty, having aches, pains, headaches, digestive problems, and unfortunately, having thoughts of suicide or death. So it's obvious how serious this can be, right? Also, according to an article written on the WebMD website, dated March 29, 2021, it states that depression and diabetes are clinically linked, and around 10 to 15% of all people who have either type 1 or type 2 diabetes also experience depression, as if diabetes isn't already enough to deal with. So here's the thing. When it comes to dealing with diabetes on a day-to-day basis, it can get overwhelming even for the best of us. Every day, every moment is consumed with concerns and decision making, juggling the options of what to eat, physically feeling away because our blood sugar is either too high or too low, feeling discombobulated or feeling extremely tired, just trying to push through the day. And for those of us that are type 1s, it can be very discouraging and disappointing to accept the idea that no matter how healthy our diet is or how much we exercise, still won't eliminate the fact that our pancreas is not working or not working well enough. That, along with other challenges, can start to really take a toll on you mentally. I'm sure many of those faced with the challenges of diabetes, including myself, has at some point in time felt like, why me? It can be easy to fall into a self-pity state or even feeling down and out, especially if you're trying your best, doing all you can, doing what your doctor is telling you to do, and still having uncontrolled, poorly managed blood sugars. And that can be very stressful. And guess what? Stress too can affect our blood sugar levels and have a negative impact. Of course, too much stress is bad for anyone, whether diabetic or not. But for diabetics, managing our blood sugar effectively is very important. And too much stress just throws that out of whack. It's like a vicious cycle. You get stressed out because you can't get your blood sugar in order, but then the stress that causes makes it even more difficult to get your blood sugar in order. It's crazy. So it's really no surprise about all of the information being out there about diabetes and depression being linked. Having diabetes can trigger so many different emotions as well as cause real physical damage to the body and organs. And even constantly being concerned about that can lead to increased stress levels, which affects your blood sugar, and you get the picture. It can be a lot. So along with taking care of your physical health, you also have to establish good habits and become aware of your mental health as well. Just like we're adamant about making sure our blood glucose levels are where they should be, we have to be just as adamant when it comes to dealing with our mental health by taking the time to really tune in to how we're feeling mentally and emotionally. Now, according to the Mental Health America website, one of the biggest challenges to treatment of mental health conditions for people with diabetes is low rates of detection. Up to 45% of mental health conditions and cases of severe psychological distress goes undetected among patients being treated for diabetes. Man, I get it. For some people, it may be hard to express their feelings of depression about having diabetes. Some people may not even feel like it's that serious. It can be hard to identify that you're suffering with clinical depression. A lot of times you may feel like, man, you're already dealing with diabetes. You may not want to add any more illnesses to the equation. But in the grand scheme of things, diabetes affects so many different parts of our lives that we must pay attention and be proactive, if possible, to prevent even the slightest chance of having a mental crisis. So here are a few ways to assist. Now, this is stated on the Mental Health America's website. The American Diabetes Association Standards of Care recommends that treatment teams be complete with a mental health professional with expertise with the disease and for people to be regularly screened. It also says, however, the reality is that few diabetes clinics provide mental health screenings or integrate behavioral health services, so they suggest doing an online screening. Mental health screenings are a quick, easy way to figure out if what you are feeling could be a mental health condition. I'll put the link to the online screening down in the description for those of you that want to try it out. Bottom line is, having diabetes not only affects just our health, it affects our whole way of life. Changes to our day-to-day routines, avoiding certain types of foods, all kinds of restrictions, the added responsibilities of tracking our blood sugars, increased doctor's appointments, concerns and worries about not being able to afford diabetic supplies and treatments, so on and so on, can really start to drain you mentally and emotionally. So just be mindful that if things start to become overwhelming for you, it's okay to seek help to balance things out. Whether talking to a mental health professional or even a family member or friend may be very beneficial in alleviating the feeling of hopelessness or feeling alone in this battle. That's another reason that we started the FHE channel, to build an environment for support. We're working on creating some forums where we can all pitch in and discuss certain topics, and we also plan to set up some type of hotline that anyone can call, just to talk to someone to help them cope if necessary. Our peace is priceless, just like the shirt says. If you find yourself starting to go into a dark space, just know that you're not alone. Reach out to other groups that have people going through the same things you are. Try to find something that's enjoyable for you. As difficult as it may be, still try to write down things that you're grateful for. Forgive yourself, forgive others, and let go of whatever hurt or pain that you may be holding on to. Life is beautiful when you have the right mindset, positive energy, and mix that with an elevated emotion. You can make anything happen. You can turn anything around. As long as you're here in this world and you're in this body, you owe it to yourself to live your best life. Keep moving, stay productive. Try not to get stuck in a state of not being active. Exercise, go for walks, meditate, practice loving yourself. You're a unique individual. No one can be you but you. And once you tap into your own full, unlimited potential, your whole outlook on life can change. Don't give up. Find your purpose. Live your purpose. The battle is tough, but honestly, we just got to be tougher because it's literally a matter of life and death. Living in fear, living in sadness, living in guilt, living in anger, living in hurt, and that ain't living at all. You're just existing because physically your body is still breathing. But we got to do more than just exist. We got to live our lives to the fullest so our souls can keep evolving and we can keep elevating to the best versions of ourselves, family. So on that note, if you know of anyone going through any type of depression, help them out the best way you can. Support them through their struggle. You never know what someone may be going through, so it's best to be kind to everyone. Let's continue to raise our vibration of love and healing and come together instead of being divided. Whatever you do, don't give up. You have so much to offer. Now, living our lives to the fullest applies to everyone, but in particular, if you have diabetes, either type 1 or type 2, according to mayoclinic.org, you have a higher risk of developing depression. And if you're depressed, you may have a greater chance of developing type 2 diabetes. But the good news is that diabetes and depression can both be treated, and effectively managing one can help with the other. So with that being said, family, major love to everyone. I truly appreciate y'all watching. And again, if you liked the video, hit that thumbs up and the notification bell. And please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's continue to focus on our health while we continue to elevate the quality of our lives. Peace.